Okay, so I'd like to call the meeting to order at 4:06 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Yes, Emmanuel Barrera,
Here.
Wyatt Carlos, Jennifer Pellegrini,
Yes, here.
Elizabeth Bayham,
Here.
Jocelyn Lee,
Here.
Irene St. Roseman.
Okay, great. Thank you. That brings us to item C, the translation check.
Once. Okay, Lydia or sorry, Cecilia or no, Anna was going to read the slide, the translation.
Yes.
Okay.
Bienvenidos a todos. Para escuchar el audio en español, hagan clic en el globo terráqueo de abajo de la pantalla donde dice Interpretation y seleccionen español. Gracias.
Sign you shortly.
Okay, thank you for that. And it brings us to item D, adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
I would like to propose that we table the closed session until the next meeting.
Okay, do I have a second on that motion?
Second.
Okay, let's call the roll, please.
Emmanuel Barrera,
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrini,
Yes.
Elizabeth Bayham,
Yes.
Jocelyn Lee.
Yes.
Okay, so then can I have a motion to adopt the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Oh.
So we have a motion and a
Second.
second by Dr. Bayham. Call the roll, please.
Emmanuel Barrera,
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrini.
Yes.
Elizabeth Bayham,
Yes.
Jocelyn Lee.
Yes.
Okay, so that brings us to item 3, open session. I'm sorry. I meant item 4, public comment. I said public session, but in my head I was thinking public comment. Do we have any public comment this evening?
We have one public comment, but it's regarding closed session items, so we won't have that.
Okay, great, thank you. Any further public comment?
This is the interpreter. I apologize for interrupting, but we need to be set up as interpreters.
Yes, sorry. She said unshare. We unshare, right, Shantip? To see the globe.
And
Yeah.
share.
Oh, I see. Okay, hold on.
Nice, yeah.
Are you assigned? Okay.
Okay, so then that moves us on to item 5. I guess this is a continuation of the public hearing on local control and accountability plan.
Yes, Chair, Dr. Pellegrini, we need to just open the public hearings and see if there's any comments, and then close the public hearing and use by vote, to open by vote and close by vote.
Okay, can I have a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Emmanuel Barrera.
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrini.
Yes.
Jocelyn Lee
Yes.
and Elizabeth Bayham.
Yes.
Okay, so the hearing is open at 4:11. Any public comment?
There's no public comment.
Okay, so can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Manuel Barrera,
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrini.
Yes.
Elizabeth Bayham.
yes.
Jocelyn Lee.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The hearing is now closed at 4:11. And that brings us to union comments.
See if they're on. I don't see them on the Zoom, so there's no union comments.
Okay. That moves us on to item 7, consent agenda. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second,
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Emmanuel Barrera.
Yes.
Elizabeth Bayham.
yes.
Jennifer Pellegrini.
Yes.
Jocelyn Lee.
Yes.
Okay, consent agenda is approved unanimously with those present. That moves us to new business. Item A, approval of fiscal year local control and accountability plan.
Yes, Dr. Pellegrin and the board, we had our public hearing regarding the LCAPs for LPS Hayward, LPS Oakland R&D, and LPS Richmond. The next step will be to approve those LCAPs for 24 through 2027.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
So move.
Okay, motion
Second.
by Dr. Barrera, seconded by Dr. Bayham. Roll call, please.
Emmanuel Barrera.
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrini.
Yes.
Elizabeth Bayham.
Yes.
Jocelyn Lee.
Yes.
Okay, that moves us to, that's unanimously approved with those present. That moves us to item B, approval of the California School Dashboard Local Indicators.
Yes, Dr. Pellegrin and the board, we're required annually to approve our local indicators. If you move forward to the slide 21, you can see the areas that we have to update. There's priority 1, basic conditions, priority 2, implementation of state and academic standards, priority 3, parent involvement and family engagement, priority 6, school climate as measured by the local survey, the panorama, and priority 7, access to a broad course of study. Each of our sites provided updates to each of these areas as outlined. Go to the next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide, please. So here's an overview for priority 1. You can see that for this particular area that we are working to improve our credentialed teachers across our network. Right now, we have the highest at LPS Richmond and above 50% at our other school sites. You can look in terms of students without access to copies of standards or good repair. We are in full compliance with those areas. Next slide. For the implementation of academic standards, each of our schools are at different areas regarding full or partial implementation. As you can see that most of our schools are in full implementation regarding professional learning, instructional materials, as well as the policies and programs. It should be noted that our health curriculum is embedded within our biology courses currently, and not all of our schools have a PE program. In terms of identifying and providing professional learning, Hayward and Richmond are in full implementation, and LPS Oakland R&D is an initial implementation as we have a new teacher group there. Next slide.
Dr. Daniels, can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes.
If we go back to the other slide, what is the distinction between full implementation and full implementation in sustainability?
It's a rubric score. So I apologize for not going through that. So what each site will do is they'll rate themselves based on their self-reflection of where they are on that rubric. So if you look on the far side, you'll see the rating score. So the full implementation sustainability is that not that it's only implemented, but it's actually sustained across the school for more than 1 year.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Next slide, please. For the parent engagement, next slide. As you can see that it's also mixed in terms of implementation. Relationship between schools and families is fully implemented at 2 of our schools in the beginning at LPS Open R&D. In building partnerships for student outcomes, we can see that at Hayward it's full, Oakland beginning, and Richmond initial. And then seeking input for decision-making, those are growth areas at 2 of our sites, LPS Open R&D in Richmond. We're looking to fully implement the parent advisory committees, as well as have robust ELAC, DLAC parent group involvement. Those are areas that we are currently focusing on for next year. Next slide. For school climate, next slide. For school climate, we do use the Panorama survey that's given in the fall. And that survey is used to help us make decisions regarding areas of growth. For all of our schools, we saw areas of growth with school climate. And as you can see with the overview, that these are focused on well-being and supporting students. Next slide. And then for the broad course of study, next slide, please. We did an audit and we found that at Hayward, we did an equity audit for the course offerings to make sure that all the students are making a deep dive in data regarding access to broader course study for English learners, students with IEPs, Latino males, and Black or African American students for student voice and for their course selections. They made a big point to make sure that students were really involved with their course selection process regarding their master's schedule. For LPS Open R&D, there was work around aligning units to standards. And then the school was focused on continuing to provide enriched opportunities of partnership with Berkeley City College. Actually, it's throughout the colleges, but the Berkeley City College through our dual enrollment program to ensure students have access to college level work while they're in high school, but also have opportunities for employment and work experience. LPS Richmond continue to provide professional development in EL Achieve, support all students with English language development, and also implement culturally relevant learning experiences for our students for inclusion through supplemental and experimental learning activities. Next slide. We're required to approve our indicators and to submit that to CDE by before July 31st, and it has to be approved at this board meeting. Any questions or comments?
No, I think this is consistent with the information that you've been updating us with all year.
Yep.
So I don't see any surprises here. Any other questions or comment from the board? Can I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Emmanuel Barrera,
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrin.
Yes.
Jocelyn Lee,
Yes.
Elizabeth Bingham.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Motion carries unanimously with those present. That brings us to item C, approval of the LCAP Title III Federal Addendum, the English Learners Plan.
Next slide. So each year, as part of the LCAP, we are tasked to review the federal addendum for Title III, Part A, which is our English Learners Plan, English Language Learners Plan. We reviewed it this year and there weren't any changes. This has been approved by the board the previous 3 years. And so it is put forth to the board again for approval for our next year.
Any questions or comments from the board? Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motioned by Dr. Barrera, seconded by Dr. Bayham. Roll call, please.
Emmanuel Barrera,
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrini.
Yes.
Jocelyn Lee,
Yes.
Elizabeth Bayham,
Yes.
Okay, motion carries unanimously with those present. That brings us to item D, approval of the annual consolidated budget.
Okay, next slide. So just as a review, now that the LCAP has been approved for next year for all 3 school sites, the budget aligns to the LCAP. As a summary for LPS Richmond and LPS Hayward, both are projected to have a positive balance at the end of next fiscal year. And Oakland is in a structural deficit to ensure that we are providing the core A to G programming at the school site. Next slide. Overall, the projected revenue for all 3 sites, as well as the home office, is $25,739,663, and projected expenses, salaries, benefits, book supplies, services, depreciation, as well as repayments on the loans for our 2 construction projects are all included, and expenses are projected at $25,992,974. And so the consolidated budget for all of the sites, as well as the home office, and the alt forms have been included for the board's approval, and these are in line with the LCAPs that were just approved.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions or comments?
I had one quick question on the enrollment piece, just around like the ADA. I read that it's like we're going a little lower than usual. Like, is that just like for budget reasons?
For conservative budgeting,
Okay.
wanting to ensure that we hit our projected average daily attendance, so that we're not projecting based on a higher average daily attendance, but one that we're fairly certain is consistent and is something that the schools have historically reached, so that we don't essentially start overspending at the beginning of the year. But throughout the year, as well with the first interim, as well as with the second interim, we will update the projections for the average daily attendance, as well as for enrollment and the student population that determines the funding in the LCAP, so the supplement on concentration dollars.
Okay, thank you.
Next slide.
Okay. Okay, any other questions or discussion on the budget? Okay, motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you. Motion by Dr. Barrera, second by Jocelyn Lee. Roll call, please.
Emmanuel Barrera,
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrini.
Yes.
Elizabeth Bayham,
Yes.
Jocelyn Lee,
Yes.
Okay, motion carries unanimously with those present. Approval of, moves us to item E, approval of the education projection account expenditure.
Next slide. So once the budget is approved, the expenses of the education protection account, which is one source of funding from the state, also needs approval. These funds are targeted specifically for direct services, and so they cannot be for any administrative programming or support. And so you'll see that the funding for the 3 school sites are specifically for direct services. The majority is for instruction, so for salaries and benefits for our teachers, as well as for guidance and counseling services, so for our college counselors or wellness counselors, attendance and social work services, which includes our attendance and enrollment, as well as food services. So this is for our food servers, our nutrition workers. And so these are the 3 expenditure plans for Hayward, Oakland, and Richmond that have been approved as part of the consolidated budget and need their own approval as well. Next slide. So the request is to approve the expenses for the 3 school sites in line with the approved spending authorities.
Okay, any questions or discussion? Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Emmanuel Barrera,
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrini.
Yes.
Elizabeth Bayham,
Yes.
Jocelyn Lee,
Yes.
Okay, motion carries unanimously with those present. That moves us to item F, approval of the consolidated applications.
Next slide. So each year, in order to apply for the Title I through Title IV resources from the federal government, a consolidated application is needed and needs to be approved by the board. The projected revenues for the combined Title I through Title IV, so Title I, Title II, Title II for services to students, Title III for English learner and immigrant support, and Title IV for instructional support. Combined is $582,764 is the projection for the 3 school sites for next year. Once the applications are approved by the board, then they will be submitted and we will update these based on our free and reduced population as well as our English language learners and immigrant populations.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion? Okay, motion to approve?
So moved.
I second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Emmanuel Barrera,
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrini.
Yes.
Elizabeth Bayham. Is that Elizabeth Bayham?
Yeah.
Oh, Jocelyn Lee,
Yes.
Okay, so motion carries unanimously with those present. That moves us on to item G, approval of instructional continuity plan template.
Right, next slide, please. So as part of Senate Bill 153 from last year, there is a requirement that local education agencies, LEAs, have an instructional continuity plan to ensure all students have access to instruction during a natural disaster or an emergency. This is in reaction to COVID. And so the template that was presented to the board will be updated by each of the school sites to ensure that there is an outline for communication, technology, assessments, students with disabilities, English learners, and abilities to meet mental health needs for our students. So once the template is approved, then the school sites will begin working on them for the next school year.
Okay, and when are these due to the state?
So they are due, I believe, in the fall. So they will come as part of the overall instructional safety plan.
Got it. Okay, any other questions or discussion? Motion to approve the template?
So moved.
Okay, roll call, please.
Emmanuel Barrera,
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrini.
Yes.
Elizabeth Bayham,
Yes.
Jocelyn Lee,
Yes.
Okay, motion carries unanimously with those present. That brings us to item H, which is a public comment on the request for the vended meal service. Do we have any public comment?
there's no public comment.
Okay, seeing none, we will move on to item I, which is the request for proposal vended meal service.
So
Yes.
wait,
Okay.
I would just do one quick introduction. I just wanted to introduce Kayla Perez, who's our coordinator of business operations and finance. She has been supporting the school's nutrition program supporting the schools with our universal meal applications as well as with operations overall. And I just wanted to highlight the great work that she's done and let her kind of introduce you to the RFP and this entire process. Thank you, Kayla.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Hello, thank you. So yes, this past year we had to conduct our request for proposals for vended meal services for the upcoming school year. So I'll be just going over the background and the rationale for the RFP and the process and the results, and then who we recommend to award the contract to. So school food authorities are actually required to conduct a request for proposal for vended meal services every 5 years. So the last RFP was actually conducted in 2020, so we're right on track. And the purpose of this is to solicit for the solicitation to secure a contract for vended meal services so they could provide breakfast and lunch for LPS Richmond and LPS Hayward. So with the timeline, we released the RFP to the public on April 13th through East Bay Times, and then we had a May 12th deadline for proposals to be received. And then after the deadline, we conducted a blind taste test of the vendors that submitted their proposals at LPS Richmond and at LPS Hayward. And then after the deadline as well, during that time, we also reviewed the proposals and contacted references. By the June 13th deadline, which was when we were going to notify the vendors that we have an intent to award them for the contract. Part of the criteria for evaluating the proposals were to ensure they were financially stable. They're hopefully could be around for a while. Vended meal capabilities, do they have the means to even provide and deliver food for our students? Do they have experience with serving high school students? Also their references, if they're also compliant with the USDA healthy food standards, the cost, and then also the overall taste of the school meals. The vendors that we personally have reached out to were Revolution Foods, Fresh Start Healthy Meals, Ordo, Nob Hill Catering, who are doing business as the Lunch Master. And we also found out that Better For You Meals was actually acquired by Revolution Foods in 2022, so we weren't able to really contact them through that. And the only proposals that we did receive were from Nob Hill Catering, also known as the Lunch Master, and Revolution Foods, and we did not receive any response from the other vendors. Our recommendation is the Lunch Master. Overall, when comparing Revolution Foods and Lunch Master just seems to have 30 years of experience with federal food programs. So not just the school breakfast program or the National School Lunch Program, but also just the summer seamless option and the summer food service program as well. They're also family owned and operated, and they also prioritize using local farmers and organic options, which I felt aligned a bit more with LPS values. We love to be able to provide back to the community and give back. We have students who have family owned businesses, so I just felt they were very in tune with our values as well. They also have shown a successful track record of the school nutrition program administrative review. So essentially an audit for our nutrition program. So, and we actually just had one this past year as well, and they passed with flying colors. So that was wonderful. And then they also showed that they really value the customer service, and they're also available for on-site support if they need to visit the site for whatever questions or services that we may need. They're happy to provide as well. And also just comparing the Lunch Master with Revolution Foods, cost-wise, there's about like a 20-cent difference. With the Lunch Master for the year for the school year would be $226,850, where Revolution Foods would be $237,250 for the school year. So I believe the benefits with Lunch Master is they're very compliant with what they need for CDE and USDA requirements. So it's nice not to have that, that they're compliant with those things. They also do provide additional marketing material and nutrition education for students, parents, as staff members. Whenever there's a new menu item, they provide those materials to be able to assist our students on what it is and things like that. They also offer a no-cost, user-friendly online ordering platform for convenience, able to adjust meals or quantity. They also offer culturally diverse menu options. They also have, they also do a menu rotation pretty often, so there's always something new. They also emphasize as well that they do cook their meals from scratch, and they also like to apply their own family recipes as well. So very, very family-oriented company or small business. So we recommend for this authorize the superintendent to engage in the vended meal services with Nob Hill Catering, Inc., doing business as the lunch master for July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026.
Thank you. Very thorough presentation.
Of course,
So
yeah.
we're happy to hear from you.
Thank you.
I heard you say that there were some taste tests going on. Is this the same company that we've been using?
Yes, actually, yeah. We've worked with them the past 5 years, and what's funny enough, we've also worked with Revolution Foods as well. So they both sent their proposals, and funny enough, for the most part, it was a close call.
Okay.
But there were maybe certain aspects that they liked of Revolution Foods that maybe Lunchmaster did have. But just overall, we believe that the Lunchmaster just was a better fit for us than Revolution Foods.
Sure. And the students are happy with the food?
Oh, yeah. They definitely have mentioned that they have their favorites from Lunchmaster. I believe with Revolution Foods, they really emphasize more on their fruits. They seem to have like better variety than Lunchmaster. That was their
Okay.
biggest comments.
Okay.
But overall, they mentioned like portion sizes that Lunchmaster just seems to have a better grasp on maybe the high school meal compared to Revolution Foods, where they're, especially when speaking to the references, they mostly did vended meal services for like TK through 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I think tracks. And I think it would make sense that Revolution Foods would have more options of fruits because they're probably using less local.
Yes,
Fruit.
they're actually throughout California and Nevada,
Yeah.
where the Lunchmaster is based and strict in the Bay Area.
But you can bring that feedback to Lunchmaster from the students.
Oh, yeah, of course, yes.
Wonderful. That's all my questions.
Yeah.
What other questions? Food is very important to children.
Yes.
And I know we're working with young adults here, but you want to make sure that they're eating during the day. So
Yes, exactly. Yes.
it's important.
Mhm.
I had an additional question, Jen.
Yeah.
You mentioned this went along with the healthy food standards. What is that? Is that the food pyramid, or what is used for the healthy food standards typically?
So the USDA actually has like recommended serving sizes of, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to word it, but like, so for example, they have like a limit on how much sodium is in a certain meal or how much sugars or like that. So that's really what I mean by they're compliant with the USDA standards.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, other questions?
I just want to clarify so this is for like a year contract, right?
So how it works is we establish like a base year. So this upcoming school year will be the base year. And then in the contract, we have it to where they can, we can include them for 4 more additional years until that 5th year when we have to start this process over.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Other questions or discussion? Food is important.
Again, just want to thank Ms. Perez for the outstanding work.
Thank you.
Yeah, really
Yeah,
well done.
I'd like to concur with the whole investigation and soliciting bids and the engagement on the taste test process. I think that's really important for kids to be heard, because I know my own children have written essays about complaints about their own school's food. So it is a big deal.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
Thank you so much for your hard work on this.
Sure, no problem. I actually had the pleasure of tasting it myself, and even I would say I enjoyed more of the Lunchmasters more. So yeah.
Any other comments or questions? Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Emmanuel Barrera,
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrin,
Yes.
Elizabeth Bayham,
Yes.
Jocelyn Lane,
Yes.
All right, motion carries unanimously with those present. And that brings us to item J, which is approval of the upcoming school year Board of Directors meeting calendar. It's been updated.
Brent, do you want me to take this one?
Any
Okay.
questions?
Yeah, so we just, just for context, thank you so much. I know that we approved the calendar already for next year. But there is something that needs to be approved prior to the start of school at a regularly scheduled board meeting. So we're adding a July 31st option to the calendar. So we do need that in order to ensure that we're able to open schools with the appropriate staffing. And so we added a July 31st meeting. All the other meeting dates are the same.
Thank you for that context. Any questions or comments? All right, motion to approve.
So move.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Emmanuel Barrera,
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrin.
Yes.
Elizabeth Bayham,
Yes.
Jocelyn Lee.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries unanimously with those present. And that brings us to item K, which is the approval of board members for the 2025-26 school year.
Yes, Chair Dr. Pellegrin and board members, trustees, I just wanted to share that we do have 3 members exiting this year, and very grateful and further appreciative of all the work being done for our board. Our charter does require us to have 5 to 9 board members. There are 2 individuals I would like to bring forward for consideration. One is Dr. Cynthia Rapeto. Dr. Rapeto has over 30 years experience. She served as a university professor at Cal State East Bay, as well as UC Berkeley, and served as a high school principal in the public schools at South City High School, South San Francisco High School, as well as has experience as a science teacher at the high school level. Dr. Rapeto's focus is really around equity in leadership, which is aligned with our LPS mission. That's the first candidate. The second candidate in our charter, LPS is able to recommend a parent of a student from our schools. Mauricio Solis is a parent of 2 students from LPS Richmond. He has been involved with the Cafecito meetings and engaged with school governance and decision-making at the school. So I'm requesting that the board approve these 2 individuals to join our board effective for next year.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Daniels. Any questions or comments from the board? All right, motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Emmanuel Barrera,
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrin.
Yes.
Elizabeth Bayham,
Yes.
Jocelyn Lee.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries unanimously with those present. That brings us to item L, approval of the LPS board member officer appointments for the upcoming school year.
Yes, Dr. Pellegrin, as Chair Pellegrin, as you are exiting, I know we just approved 2 board members. What I'm requesting on the board is if we can approve a chair or interim chair for our next meeting. And then during that next meeting, the board can convene and make further recommendations. The board could also make recommendations today with our existing board members present to assign as chair, vice chair, treasurer, or secretary. But my recommendation would be to, at the minimum, have a chair identified for our next upcoming meeting, a potential vice chair.
Okay, discussion?
Could have
Shall
to
I
be a
make a
motion.
motion
Yeah.
for Dr. Bayham to be the chair? Do I have a second for that motion?
I second that.
Dr. Bayham, do you accept that distinction?
Yes, and first of all, quite difficult shoes to fill. And secondly, the interim nature appeals to me until we have a chance to have the full board meet with the new construction and see where everything lands. If there are other candidates amongst our newly inducted members that are interested, we will certainly have that conversation. But yes.
Okay, so I'm hearing we would like to amend the motion to an interim chair. Is that what I'm hearing?
Is that what it was, Dr. Daniels, initially?
I believe it was chair outright initially.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that, and if something changes, you can change it. So we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Manuel Barrera,
Yes.
Jennifer Pellegrini.
Yes.
Elizabeth Vega,
Yes.
Jocelyn Lee.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Dr. Graham. Stepping up and stepping in.
May I just, I don't know if this is the appropriate time to make a comment, and I may have missed something because I've been out of the country for 3 weeks, but I'm wondering if something had been circulated about the responsibilities of each of the roles, if that hasn't happened yet.
We can make sure that the bylaws get circulated.
Great,
to
I'm
folks.
sorry, I
I
just
think-
didn't refresh my memory before
No,
this
we
meeting.
did. Yeah, we didn't, not having the full board yet. We really hadn't gotten to that point of circulating that information. So you didn't miss anything.
Okay, just want,
We can make sure you get that.
thanks
And
so much.
also, I think part of it is, the bylaws, but I think also part of it is what the members decide. I've seen boards where there's a chair, but they rotate who actually runs the meeting each month, so it's not always the same person in that seat. I've seen boards where, they run by committee and, they have different roles that way. So I think once you onboard the new members and you have your retreat, you can kind of talk about what makes sense in terms of how you want to restructure given the skill sets and desires and availability of the new configuration and the new members.
And my sort of interest is more in understanding better the treasurer and secretary roles, given that we have a small board. It seems like several members would take on a role. So those are the two roles that I'm less familiar with the responsibilities of.
Okay.
Just FYI.
Sure. All right, any other questions or comments? Okay, that moves us on to our superintendent's update.
Yeah, I just wanted to really for the main update, and then Trustee Lee, I'll get that information to you. But I truly wanted to thank Dr. Barrera, Dr. Pellegrini, Valia Fujikawa for all of your tremendous work. You've moved an organization to remodel and build 2 new buildings, multi-million-dollar projects, as well as charter renewal and rebounding from COVID. And there were capacity systems that you're, through the vision of your work, able to build LPS. All of our 3 schools are now in the middle tier for charter performance, as well as we do have succession planning happening in our schools in terms of as individuals transition. We do have a internal candidate filling LPS Hayward, as well as candidates for multiple positions at our school. So I just want to thank you. I know that the executive team provided a card to each of you for thanks, and just want to say truly appreciate you all, and also our current board members. Also, thank you to all the teachers, families, the class of 2025, administrators, home office staff, for all of your hard work as we close the 24-25 school year. And that's my report.
Thank you, Dr. Daniels. Any questions or comments for Dr. Daniels? I mean, I would just say, Dr. Daniels, the accomplishments you listed really are your accomplishments and the staff's accomplishments. I think as a board, we've been dedicated to helping to remove any barriers that you have had as the leader of the organization to ensure that you've been able to deliver on those outcomes and support your vision for the organization, the mission of the organization, and, you know, support all of those that you lead in our community. So just want to thank you for your resilience and a lot of challenges that you inherited and that have bubbled up over, you know, the last several years since you have been at the helm. So really just want to thank you for the opportunity to work with you. Thank the board for the opportunity to work with them. So I guess I'm sort of moving into board comments here, double dipping. But yeah, I'll open the floor to any other board comments at this time.
I would also like to echo a lot of what Dr. Pellegrin was saying, Dr. Daniels. I think this was a tremendous year. A lot of school business had to get done that coincided with overlapping timelines and significant hurdles. Effectively pulling Oakland R&D out of the ashes and giving it an opportunity to show to the community, to ACOE, what it's made of. And that was your leadership. You have a tremendous team that works alongside you, but you are the leader. And I think you need to take a few steps back and acknowledge what you actually got accomplished this year. I'm not sure that there's full appreciation across all of the schools for the work that took place this year. And I think that's unfortunate. I remember going into my third year, so I'm closing out my second year. I remember coming in my first year and there was a different feel when it came to union and home office relations. And I think when things got tough, the relationship deteriorated. And I think that's unfortunate. I think it's unfortunate during difficult times that we don't necessarily have the full support that we need. And I'm hopeful for next year that relationships can be repaired because it's only really together that we win. And I just want to say thank you. I've learned a lot from your leadership, watching you, watching your kind of quiet strength in challenging moments. And I think we all really, really appreciate everything that you have done to keep the sanity and to keep the pace and to keep these schools thriving and healthy on behalf of our students and our communities. And then finally, I want to say to Dr. Pellegrin, you know, I've learned so much from watching you this year in particular, I think, but these last couple of years. I really am sad to see you go. I understand. This was also a difficult year for you, heading up the board during this very trying time with the different renewals, etc. But I'm looking forward to our ongoing friendship beyond your time on the board and consulting with you around all things board chairing. So I want to just say, and you know, we still do have our dinner that we need to have planned. We need to execute on that. So, but thank you for everything, and thank you for being a great leader. I mean that with all sincerity. I really did sit back and watch you lead, and learned a lot, and feel somewhat confident in being able to lead because of what I've seen you do with such grace and confidence. And Manny, I've always enjoyed hearing you speak up because it's when Manny speaks, something is being said. So I respect everything that you've brought to this. Again, I would love to continue being on the board with the two of you, but I understand everything has a season and a reason. And I just kind of look forward to continued partnership with both of you in different aspects of our professional lives. So thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate all the board members and your support. Yeah, these roles are not easy as volunteers, with other responsibilities. But I think, having a very supportive board is very important to a successful organization, and to the successful leadership of the organization. So I thank each and every one of you. Any other comments from the board this evening?
Yeah, I just wanted to sort of echo what Dr. Bayham said about your leadership, Dr. Daniels. So you have this amazing mix of calm but passionate leadership. And I've got the passionate part down as a leader, but I don't always have the calm part down. And that is an amazing mix because I've worked on a charter renewal in my previous role as a charter school principal. And to do two in 1 year is sort of amazing. So you definitely have a lot to be proud of. And I've really enjoyed being on the board and look forward to engaging more in the coming years. So thank you.
Thank you, Director, for those positive comments. It's really appreciated. Really appreciated.
All right, so it's not motion to adjourn, it's see you later, but it also is motion to adjourn. I will accept one.
So moved.
So moved, we need a second.
Second.
All right, motion is accepted and we are adjourned at 4:57. Well done, everybody.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.